Hello, hello. So, guys, before Dr. Newton Garu comes online, I want you to really think about um, all the things that you have been meaning to ask for yourself, questions about spirituality and how to live a life of consciousness and with meaning. That's what I've always strived to do in my life. So this is very, very important, and I'm super excited to be bringing in Dr. Newton Garu. Let's see, he's very new to Insta, so I've been asked. Uh, he's Oh, thank you. You like my braids? My Nivi's nanny does them. Thank you. Mm. How are my quarantine days? I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much that I can connect with all of you so often and so personally. And I'm able to bring in so many amazing teachers that I've learned with. Oh, he's here. Go live. So bringing in all these beautiful people in front of you who I enjoy so much in my life. You,
Oh, that's wonderful, 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 Lakshmi Garu.
oh, goosebumps just
Oh,
seeing you.
oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. I'm happy,
Yeah,
happy
we
to
made it.
be.
We made it on Insta. I brought you on
Yes, yes,
Insta.
first time I'm doing it.
Welcome, welcome. I
Thank
think
you.
there are a lot of people. I'm so grateful. Let me start off with this. I'm so grateful to be able to do this today. Not just when you learn something nice and great, you want to keep it for yourself. Amo, I found this diamond. I want it for myself, honey. But I've always been that person who likes to share that diamond with everybody. And you are one of those diamonds that I found in my life,
Oh,
and I
thank
want
you.
to share it to the world. And that's why to my Insta followers as well, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to do it in English today and Telugu tomorrow. So if you don't understand what's going on today, tune back in tomorrow, and we will go through this similar questions tomorrow in Telugu. And you will have to excuse me. My daughter is also quarantined with me, so she'll make her appearances here and there. But we picked a topic called "You Are a Source Being." Okay, lot of people get confused with that, Guruji. In terms of, we have so many words that we use that are simple, but nobody wants to look at you being a source being because they're so attached to this body and what they can hold on to. Could you kindly explain that to us?
Oh, yeah. Yes. When you have asked me the topic, immediately this topic emerged in my mind. So, uh, source, we generally think it's outside of us and it's watching over us. Initially, that is the concept that we all have.
Right? Like under దేవుళ్ళు ఎక్కడో పైనుంచి somewhere somebody is there and
They're watching us, yeah,
they're watching us. Yeah.
yeah. And also, we think everything is outside of us, including our joy and peace and whatnot. Everything we search outside, and we forget to search the place, only place that where really we can
Within.
find, yeah, is inside us. So that's why I really got this entire idea of this topic about you are a source being. And of course, it is our final realizations that we get. Initially, it is very, very difficult when we are completely identified with the duality here. because duality is also beautiful, at the same time it's painful. All the duality experiences. One day you are going through the pain, another day you are happy, and so many kind of situations, pleasant, unpleasant, and it's very difficult to go beyond the duality. We have to learn the trick to completely embrace the duality, be okay with the duality, and learn the method to go expand your awareness to go beyond the duality, non-dual states. In that non-dual states, the first realization that we get is whatever I'm seeking outside is already there in me. It's not outside.
Now, and
Everything is in me.
it says
Ah,
what you seek is seeking you, Ani. Rumi is quoting.
wow. Yes, perfect.
That it's
What you're
already
seeking is
there.
seeking you.
Because,
Ex-
as you said, you have to mind with my humor as I'm going, Guruji, because, as an entertainer, I have to keep that going. What you're saying that if I don't find that perfect husband, I will be happy if I find that perfect husband. I will be super happy if I get that job with that director. Only then I'll be happy. I'll only be happy if this one movie does well. When I'm putting so much outside, when I'm working so much, you're saying look within.
Yes,
That husband is
exactly.
inside you, that movie is inside you, that job is inside you, all those satisfactions are inside
Yes.
you. And when you
Yeah.
accept that, um, you're able to not look elsewhere. So now that you said that,
And it doesn't mean that now we become a monk, a recluse, and a sannyasi and renounce
yeah,
everything. It's not that. Actually, those who have found the inner source, the source inside, and they manifest everything. It's the other way around in the manifestation process. Generally, everyone wants excellent things. Their life want to be excellent. They want a perfect husband and perfect job, success in their careers, and everything. They want everything like a abundant. So to manifest it also, first we need to go within to find the
beg.
source.
Go
Yes.
within. అదే మా సగం మంది మాకు చూసే వాళ్ళకి విసిందంటే ఏంటి అని అక్కడే ఆగిపోయారు. So I'll explain. So a lot of people ask me, నీకెందుకు స్పిరిచువాలిటీ? ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఇద్దరు ముగ్గురు ఇక్కడ, నీకెందుకు స్పిరిచువాలిటీ? నీకు వైరాగ్యం వచ్చేసింది, నువ్వు ఈ వయసులో నీకెందుకు? నేను అంటాను, నా కూతురు నాతో మెడిటేట్ చేస్తుంది. And she doesn't need to do it any right way, wrong way. Just that she's able to sit with me even for a minute, I feel grateful. To creating that silence to be with themselves. What I say is, నేను చాలా లేట్గా వచ్చాను స్పిరిచువాలిటీలోకి, బికాజ్ నాకు ముందే తెలుసుంటే ఇంకా హ్యాపీగా లైఫ్ లీడ్ చేసేదాన్నేమో నేను. I'm so grateful to have met masters like you who guide me and show me that I am not as small as my mind, or I'm as big as my mind. Um, so how does somebody start inculcating a habit of meditation or mindfulness, or or take this spiritual path? Can you give us like a good introductory book, or a simple way that people can connect to spirituality?
Yeah. So I can share my own experience that can inspire many. So when I was a child, I was a wounded child. I carried a lot of emotional wounds, and with those wounds, I developed so many kinds of defense mechanisms. I was living a very defensive way, reactive, and have developed a lot of addictions. Like food addiction is one of my addictions, you know, and also drinking alcohol at a very younger age. I learned all that. Whatever that is said to me that it is a bad habit, I picked it up.
Yeah, of
I have
course.
to. So that's what happened when I was a child. When I reached to my 17th year, the first book that inspired me is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Jonathan,
Ah,
yes, Richard Bach, the author.
Richard Bach.
Yes,
Oh,
and
that
that book, yes, it really opened
it's a
my mind.
simple book. It's a simple, easy read, but it takes you onto a journey that you never
Yeah,
felt.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And from childhood, I gone through shaming process because of one is shame because of my name shaming because I'm not good student in the school. I'm a backbencher.
I'm
So
glad. I'm glad where you are right now. Oh.
so everyone used to tell, you know, your name is Newton and you are not like up
Newton.
to the standards of Isaac Newton, you know.
Yeah.
So I used to be angry on my father initially. So why he has to give me this scientist name to me? My
What was the
father is,
reason? What was the reason? Did he like Isaac Newton? Like, cause you
yeah,
were, yeah. Newt. Oh, okay. It was just that.
he is a physics lecturer. So that's why he's
That
fond of all
explains
scientist
it.
names.
I thought you were
So
Christian and all that. Your wife's name is Lakshmi. I'm like Newton. Newton Kondaviti. How does that come together?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So and my brother's name is Einstein, and the
No
brother's name is
kidding.
Darwin. Yes, and my
No.
sister's name is Curie. So, so it's a
Wow.
scientist family. So my father told me at a very younger age, don't believe anything blindly, because my father worships science as God.
Mm.
So he told me that because he said I never seen God, and I that's why I don't believe in God. And but investigate before taking it as anything as a truth. You must investigate into the truth. That's what
How
my
did
father said.
how did he take you coming into this line?
My father gifted me this book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. You know, after that, I met my guru. First time when I met my guru, I was expecting a guru with a beard and strange kashaya robes, saffron robes, and rosary beads. But shocking to see a young man, jeans pant and t-shirt, and
You're
also
like
just
that.
I'm like that, and just like me, he was also smoking a cigarette, and I felt so immediately friendship with him.
Yeah,
I
you
felt so
connected. It
happy.
was more real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more real. And he started speaking to me. He said, a guru need not have a beard, he said. By
Same here.
having by
Same.
having a by having a big and white beard, you will not become a guru. By wearing saffron robes, you will not become a guru. And he said, by knowing the answers, one can be a master. So he said, whatever the reason you have come to me, I know all the answers for all your questions, but I don't give you any answers. Find out all by yourself. I teach you the method to meditate, how to go within, how to get your own answers. And he given me a practice, a simple practice. He said, mindfulness of breathing. Observe your breathing every day for 3 hours.
Anapana, manam
Anapana,
vipasana.
Anapana
Yeah.
Sati. So my guru's name is Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji, who is founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. I consider him as my, a biggest inspiration in my life. My life before I learn meditation, life after meditation is completely different. So I discovered so many things. Then I started with a simple practice. Initially, it was very, very difficult. My mind was like a monkey. I could not silence this mind, and I was observing my breathing. It was very hard, but after 40 days, my mind completely emptied. I could switch off every single thought in my mind, and from that time, I started enjoying what is called a tranquil mind. Only if I want to think, I can have the thoughts, otherwise, it is quiet mind. So,
What? Wait. అంత సింపుల్ గా వెళ్ళిపోమాకండి మీరు ఫాస్ట్ గా.
okay.
So you're saying you're at a place that you can choose not to have thoughts.
Yes.
Is that something I can do for myself if I stay in the practice?
Yes, Lakshmi Garu, you are yourself such a master yourself, and I consider you as really a master in several dimensions, like multi-dimensional. I have seen your movies. I'm biggest fan of you.
Ah!
And also, when I had some conversations with you, that time, I could understand what a master you are. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, thank
It's really, the world is blessed. Your
Oh,
presence is so important. The world. And and it's so easy for you. That's why you are so much interested in sharing this meditation to all your friends also now. So because
yes.
yeah, if we
You
can
know,
have this, yeah, go
I've
ahead.
been doing a lot of meditation in different forms. Okay, I've done Vipassana, which I think everybody watching and everybody born on this earth, they have, my opinion, this is that they have to do a 10-day Vipassana course. Nothing else teaches you about yourself than that course, I think that's the beginners. You should at least give yourself that 10 days to do it. But it is a tough practice, Buddha gave it to us so many thousands of years ago. Then there are other techniques and meditation ways that I've learned. Now I've been doing a 21-day meditation program that Oprah and Deepak Chopra are doing it. But there was something about coming to you, Guruji.
You can call me Newton because I don't call myself as a guru at all. I'm a friend to everyone.
But
And
you're a
really,
teacher. You're a teacher, and you're here
okay, I respect your
because
feeling.
intaku mundu nenu doctor garane pilchedanni. But
అవును.
you are a guru, and I feel, as I said, Buddha was here so many thousands of years ago, and it is a must that we should all learn what that great master has given to us. But I really feel like we need a friend like you, like having a living master to say, నాకు ఈరోజు నేను కూర్చోలేకపోతున్నాను మెడిటేషన్లో అండి అని మీతో ఒక కాన్వర్సేషన్. How do we go past it? And I tell you, when I was sitting and meditating with you, కళ్ళు మూసుకొని తెరిచేసరికి 3 hours. I was like, what is going on? I haven't cried like that ever in my life. I don't want to use the word shame. I was fearless in being completely who I am. I was not afraid for you to see the dark side of me.
Yeah.
And I think that is what is important, to have a guru. And look at that face. You would smile like that and take me through this journey. So, because we are all struggling, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. This is very, very important. పొద్దుట నుంచి ఇదిగో క్వశ్చన్స్ రాసుకున్నాను, 2 ఫోన్లలో నేను ఇంకా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఐడియాస్ వచ్చినప్పుడల్లా this will be a 4-hour conversation. But because I believe that many people are stuck and they are struggling and they don't know how to come out of a situation that they're in. In any which way, today I'll find that somebody had written to me in terms of What questions should I ask you, Anidhi?
Hmm.
They're saying my voice is low. I don't know why.
Hmm. But it's very clear for me.
For you? Okay,
For
okay.
me, it's very, very clear.
I don't want to name the person who wrote this because it's something
Yeah.
personal. She says, Dear Manchu Garu, lost my brother because he committed suicide. My sister is a divorcee because her husband was impotent and was facing physical harassment. These questions keep running in my head. Why are all bad things happening to good people? As I know, we haven't done anything bad to anyone. Even goddess Parvati, who lost her son's heads, asked Lord Shiva to get him back, which was fulfilled. But even though we are praying for good things to happen in our lives, why they are not happening? Mancholake chedendu jarugutundi yutungatandi.
Oh, yeah. So, almost everyone's journey of their life begins in that way. Pain is a trigger because pain is inevitable. We generally think, oh, I should not have pain in my life, and life must be rosy and rosy, and it must be smooth path. But it's not that. Life has on our path there are thorns, and we do encounter painful situations like losing a loved one, brother, and so many situations in their life, illness, relationship problems. All of them are triggers only. But what I found from my own life is my wounds have opened the doors to wisdom. I consider all the wounds, all the painful situations are sacred portals, doors to open something vast and big, and something emerges from within us. Every wound. But only thing is we need to not get into the victim consciousness, but instead we give all that attention to that wound and find out what it is saying to us. So 17th year, my life was transformed when I read the book, when I started my meditation practice. 19th year, first thing that I experienced in my mind is like a child. I have become like a child. Really, I never experienced my childhood, joyful childhood. I never really was a happy child. I was very fearful child, like shamed. I always thinking about what will happen the next moment. But for first time, my mind was so empty. My mind was so peaceful. And I could peel the layers of this pain. I accepted all the pain that happened in my life, everything. So all these layers shown me the way. Instead of masking or protecting this pain or avoiding the pain, initially I was in the habit of avoiding the pain. I was trying
But
to
that's what
escape
we
from
do,
the pain.
no?
That's
That's
what
what
we
we do.
do.
Human tendency, right? Whenever we look
Yes,
at it, it's not happening.
yes.
You know,
So
whenever
initially,
something,
it was like that. Well, I used to make myself so busy so that I will not get time to look into myself. I used to really eat so much food, along with all the sadness is gulped into my stomach, belly. So something like that. I developed such protection mechanisms, and I used to constantly, for the sake of the world, wear the mask of smiling and happiness. But inside I carried a lot of pain. But when in meditation, I had to go through this kind of process where I need to embrace everything. I had to completely be okay with every pain. So
but
be
I
okay.
think uh, um, that's a far-fetched thing for. It just seems so difficult to get there, to be okay with every pain. I
Yeah.
think as human beings, we are wired to be to worry.
Yes.
We are innately, I think our DNA is in that way of creating that obstacles, because we always worry. Amo jagata, amo be careful.
Hmm.
What are you going to do? How are you going to live a life? How do you come out of that worry and be
Yeah.
okay with it? Because I
Yeah.
believe last year, with everything I was going through and coming to you
Hmm.
so much, I realized there's never this one thing that will fix your problem. Problems
Hmm.
keep arising. You need to be stronger no matter what comes your way, that you're protected. And
Yes.
also spirituality, what I believe, creates a shield around you. So when you do the inner work, those bad things don't come to you. Am I right or wrong here?
You're very right. You're
Mm.
correct. Because though we are by wired biologically, neurobiologically, like the first response reaction comes is the fear reaction. We run away, we escape, we have protections, defense mechanisms, and all that. It's normal, but there is a conscious way of living. After we repeatedly go through the same pain, same kind of emotions, and our quest begins. There's something going to be triggered. What's the solution? Because it looks like running away from the situation is not the solution, and it's again and again it's repeating. So I had to find the solution. That quest makes us go into a very conscious way of living. So we going to find the solution where we can peel off this kind of fear layer. There is a beautiful answers that we get from within. So in the whole process, the pain actually makes us learn so many things. It makes us very compassionate beings and makes us also know ourselves, because we cross these layers of pain. Because once you are a conscious being, it's definite that we are guided, self-guided. There's self-awareness which takes you go within to the place within us where there is no pain. So in that
You
place,
are a source being,
you
right?
are a
There's no
source
pain.
being. Yeah, you find your source, the
Mm.
source inside you where you are. Whatever hurricane, turbulence, chaos that is happening around us, still you are in that place of source within you where you feel utterly safe. Come what may, there may be an earthquake, but still your body and mind and personality system may fear in that moment, but a deeper part of you know that you are whatever is happening around. You are in that moment. You can deal with that situation different way. There is an inner response that comes in a different way. For example, the current situation, COVID-19, is
Mm,
creating
mm, mm.
such panic in people. And out of fear, actually, the symptoms gets worsened, because that's what happens, because our immune system is going to be depleted with
Yeah, I
more
see.
worry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your cortisone levels are going to go down, and it's just
Yeah.
your immune system is going to come down,
Yeah.
and you are prone to being more accessible to it. So, how in these times of uncertainty, that's what I want. That was even more the reason I wanted you to come live, although we wanted to do this in person. I thought it was still important to have this dialogue more so even now, because people are in such a state of we don't know what's going on with the world. How do
Yeah.
we create that calmness within? How do we search or find a practice that can guide us through this?
Yeah.
And that is why I think it is important for masters like you. I am so happy that you're in Hyderabad. Let me tell you that. మిమ్మల్ని కలిసినా కలవకపోయినా అదేదో సంతోషం, మీరు నా పక్కనే ఉన్నారు అది. But and that's why for people who are just joining now, it's very rare to get Dr. Newton Garu like this, and especially to give this kind of time. So I will put this video up on my Insta after this is done, so you can, with our conversation. He's been doing amazing. I've been listening to him every day on his Facebook page, which is QLU Global. Follow him on his Facebook page and on YouTube. And he's been giving these amazing lectures on all the topics that I'm talking about in English and in Telugu. So for people who are interested in English, you can go listen to him in English or in Telugu, because there is, I mean, you're looking at him, he looks so young and handsome, but that man has knowledge of, I don't know how many thousands of years of knowledge in that. And he's coming out and sharing all this knowledge with us now, especially in times like this. And I tell you, I've been gaining a lot out of that, even listening in and out of it. One of the topics you talked about was, I think it was die before dying. If
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I was having a conversation with my father about it. I said, Nana, we celebrate life when we are born. And my father is very fearful about death. Okay. So I keep telling him, we need to have this conversation. అలా మాట్లాడద్దాముడు చావు గురించి ఆ చావు అనే మాట నోట్లో నుంచి రాకూడదు ఇలా no. And I'm like, no, we need to have that conversation. I said, if COVID's going to take me, Nana, I would have gone the most happiest person. Look what I have created. Look where I was born. Look at all what the world has already given me. So when I'm going, I want to go in gratitude, you know. And I said, I'm not fearful at all. I only miss seeing my friends and my Chinese food, but but otherwise I am like, wow, I get to listen to you. So many of the masters are giving yourself available in terms of, you know. So talk to us about that, about the importance of, it's a vast topic. I'm asking questions with small answers, but don't give them enough. Give them enough to be curious to go find out more. But as I said, how important is it to embrace death? I think it's an important question in times like this, because everybody is scared of death right now.
Yes, yes. And unless we completely embrace these two polarities like birth and death equally, we can't really participate, dance in life. We can't be passionate in living our life, definitely, because a part of us is trying to avoid death, run away from it, and only we are available to life. 50% of our energy is available here. Those who have completely is okay with birth and death, they really, every single moment will become so precious. And this fear of dying is the biggest fear. It's natural, of course, but with our conscious living and conscious awakening of our own intrinsic innate wisdom, what happens is we understand that our souls never die. We are deathless beings. We don't die.
Repeat that. Repeat that, please.
We don't die, only we leave the bodies, we vacate the body, and our souls continue the journey. And we have multiple lives. We do come back again and again to this school or Earth School. It's a beautiful school, one of the schools, and very important school. Here, there's so many adventures that's possible. That's why I like to say that we are the famous words from great masters. I think I don't know whose words are these. We are spiritual beings out to have a human experience, adventures here. We are not human beings to find out about spirituality or spiritual nature of us. We're already that.
That's what that quote really changed me. I said, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
You know, that's what I look at it. And then, yeah, that's how I look at it. I'm a spiritual
Yes.
being having a human experience, and this is not it. I will come back. And the time period that's been given to us, the difference between other animals and being a human being is because we have a conscious mind. So I want to put in as much gold coins in my hundi for my next birth. It's all preparing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
So another question, I've asked you this question also before.
Mm,
In my birth, I'm talking as Lakshmi Manchu, right? Some bad things have happened to me, bad
right.
things and bad people. And I tell you, I've always come out of that situation blessing them for teaching me certain things. Um, no, that wasn't my question. I'll come back to it. No, it was something else I wanted to,
Yes.
um, how do
Uh,
you create, sorry?
Yeah, initially you began with the question about why do we worry and what's the solution, how to make this mind really calm and peaceful. So this conscious way of living and also consciously directing ourselves attention to go within to find that place within where we can be so tranquil, serene, and joyful, irrespective of whatever is happening. So, in a way, a warrior can become a warrior. So, all of us are spiritual warriors, warriors of truth, or
Yeah,
peaceful warriors. We can
yeah.
say that.
I call
So,
myself an activist. I'm an
activist,
actor and I'm an activist. I'm a spiritual
activist.
activist. I'm an acting activist. I'm a political activist. I'm like, I
Wow.
don't want to keep quiet. I want to
Yes.
put my full throttle energy into it. I come
Yes.
back to my question. I've asked you this question before. Like in my conscious mind, I've
Mm.
never ever wanted something bad to happen to somebody. Wala karma anukunta nenu. And so always wanting good for people, okay, in me, as a human being. So I want only good things to happen to me, Dr. Arun, because
Yeah.
I give out only good. And then they say, oh, it might be your past life karma. How am I to know
Mm.
what I did in my past life? Dude, give me like a manual so I can work with what I did not do right then to do right in this lifetime. How do you clear your past baggage to be your full self now? That was my
Yeah.
question.
So one single solution for all, every issue, problem that we're going through is meditation. Because just practice of meditation itself can not only just energize ourselves, makes us very, very energetic. Not only that, it also we find the solutions. And this baggage that you asked me how to clear this baggage, all that baggage, we are actually holding to the baggage. We are not letting it go. Somewhere we have not uh, clearly know what we want to let go also. Most of the times the baggage is like the fear that we are holding on to. We don't want to let go of the fear. We don't want to let go of the pain. Most of the times it's we who are holding on to it. So it's so important. Meditation, the practice of meditation is not just a passive phenomena where we are just numbing our senses and sitting like a monk and withdrawn from the outer world, but it's a very active process. And within you, there are so many insights that are arising. You realize that, oh, I am clinging to this past baggage, past memory, past emotions. Now I choose to let it go, let it freely move away. Allow it to, our consciousness has the ability to handle any pain. It knows how to process it. Only thing is we should not be fearful to bring it up into the light of consciousness. That's what happens in meditation. That's why initial part of meditation practice is like a struggle, a lot of
That was my
struggle.
next. That
Ah,
was my next
yeah.
question. I just wrote it.
Oh.
Meditation boring. ఇదిగో రాసుకున్నాను చూడు ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పేటప్పుడే నాకు ఇక్కడికి రావడానికి చాలా సంవత్సరాలు పట్టింది న్యూట్రల్ గారు. అంత
Yes, yes.
పేషెన్స్ ఉండదు. We're living in a world of instant gratification. We're
Yeah.
living in a world with a remote control. There are 20 lives happening, I'm sure, right now. Why do people have to choose to come to my live, our live? So when we are living in such like remote control lives, how do you talk to this younger generation of having how to create a spiritual discipline?
Ah, really, I appreciate you for this question because you already demonstrating to the world about uh, being vulnerable also. It's okay to be vulnerable. Most of the younger generation right now, they hide their tears. They completely swallow their emotions. They don't want to show them up, show their real self, whatever they are going through. It's so important when we are embracing our vulnerability, then really we can touch to a deeper place within us where that whatever source we call it as, that source emerges out from that place. We have such courage inside. We are such magnificent beings. We don't find that magnificence as long as we try to hide. We try to suppress some our vulnerabilities. It's
Yeah, they
okay
say
being
don't
in.
be too sensitive. అమ్మాయిలాగే ఏడవద్దు.
Ah,
Be
yes,
sensitive. So they already demean you when you're sensitive. So I
correct.
have been reading some books that said if somebody says you're too sensitive, you don't want to be friends with them. You want to be sensitive, you want to be vulnerable, you want to be able to show how you feel. And I
Yes,
think that's where I found my success, Dr. Daru, in terms of I was not afraid to question niladispai,
yeah.
as I say. I was not afraid to ask a question. I was not afraid to cry. I was not afraid to be angry. Like, if you said something, I'll be like, కాదు న్యూటన్ మీ మీద ఎన్నిసార్లు అబ్బా మీరు కాబట్టి తట్టుకున్నాను నేను. లోపల ఉన్న కోపం అంతా మీ మీదే చూపించాను. But yeah, how do you?
And the younger generation, when they are given this message, it's okay to be whatever they are currently going through, whatever the emotions that are rising in them, it's okay. They don't need to pretend to be somebody else. And introduce them to mindfulness, meditation practice, then they find the answers. And most of the younger generation, they don't have direction, they don't know where to find the answers. And the search began in them, search for joy, search for love, search for peace. Mostly, we have a habit of searching outside of us, and we get exhausted. We temporarily feel content, satisfied with whenever we are happy with certain things. For example, I like a motorbike. I purchase a motorbike, and immediately I feel happy. But after a month, I get bored. I'll be dissatisfied. I need a bigger toy. I need a car. I need a big building, and I need so many things of the outer world. But I constantly end up in this cycles of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, and this quest
Cycles,
begins.
so cycles of satisfaction and dissatisfaction. That's
Yeah,
what we create in our lives. Okay, either it's
correct.
happiness, if we
Yeah,
have this happiness, and then you don't have happiness. So we are stuck in this
in this loop.
loop.
Yeah, and our quest really begins there. We'll be thoroughly exhausted, we'll be so much exhausted that there is a real happiness, joy, or love, peace. Where can I find it? And that moment, you have already searched everywhere in the outer world. So the only place to search is going within, inside you. So many, they come into meditation path because they were not satisfied in their life. They have really some kind of turbulent relationships and dysfunctional relationships.
Why
Or
do
else,
people come into spirituality only if something bad happens to them? I
yes,
really want people to be in college and meditating. It shouldn't affect
yes,
something. It should be a way of life. And I think,
correct.
especially coming from where we come from, Guruji,
Yeah.
ఇండియాలో ఉంటూ మనం
Hmm.
లోకమంతా మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చి నేర్చుకొని వెళ్తుంది. I fell in
Hmm.
love with yoga in America. You know, my
Hmm.
yoga teacher learned from a teacher in Vizag. How how
Hmm.
how are we not having access to
Yeah.
that? You know, why
Correct.
are people not embracing what is already so readily available for us? Because through you, I want, by the end of it, if 5 people start meditating today, my job is done. Even for
Hmm.
5 minutes, you know, and that
Yes.
I really want them to understand the joy and beauty with meditation and being with yourself. But gantal
Yeah.
gantal cheyalante ella doctor garu. I would listen to you.
గంటలక్కర్లేదు.
You have all this time. Sit for meditation. I was like, Baba, I hope he does not see me
I can say
during this
that
time. But
minimum time that anyone can do is whatever that the age is, that many minutes. 40-year-old person, 40 minutes. 5-year-old, 5 minutes. 60-year-old, 60 minutes. So too much meditation not required. And only
repeat,
meditate.
repeat, repeat, repeat.
Excess meditation not required.
Good. There you go.
Yeah.
Because you know, people
And
think meditation ante anni వదిలేసుకోవాలి. You have to follow
uh,
khadi bhattal వేసుకోవాలి. That's why I'm glad you started off saying I connected with my guru because we hung out with a cigarette. You know. So
yeah. And we don't need to renounce anything. We need to live here passionately. Every
Doctor
human experience is so important.
Dr. Newton Garu is a very,
Hmm.
very happily married man to a beautiful woman, Dr. Laxmi Garu. So
Yeah.
to have everything, this is it. To have all the worldly pleasures because we are born as human beings and to enjoy, see, my coconut water or whatever it is, to have and enjoy these worldly pleasures, but being in the spiritual way, is it both possible?
It's possible. We can embrace both matter and the spirit. Both are important. Without having anything missing of either material life or spiritual life, we feel so incomplete. There's a completeness that comes to us when we can really can understand our own self and meditate our inner life. We cultivate this inner life, and also the outer life. We participate fully. More we understand our deeper self, more we really dance, sing, and live our life so happily. And I know that from my own life. I was such a serious person. I was all the time pretending and wearing a mask of happiness, but inside so much sadness. But meditation completely healed me. I had the wound of abandonment I carried from the childhood. I thought, oh, my mother abandoned me, my parents abandoned me, they don't, even though they're very loving parents. But I used to blame initially. But later on, when in meditation, I realized that actually I abandoned them through my own conclusions that I have come up with. In my mind, I have come to a kind of beliefs at a very younger age, a kind of distorted beliefs, distorted perceptions that through that I build a wall between me and my parents. Due to some circumstances, my parents made me to live with my grandmother. So as months old baby, I was sent to my grandmother's place. So I used to cry for my mother's love. So as I started growing up for 6 years, 7 years with my grandmother, I used to compare myself with others. I used to think, okay, my parents abandoned me.
They don't love me enough.
Actually, the story is different. My parents'
Yeah.
financial condition was so bad at the time. They have two children are with them, and I was sent to my grandmother. It has to be done that way. But a child won't understand that. As a child, I could not understand. I have come to a wrong conclusion. I messed up everything. And what happened is I started rebelling, becoming angry, very reactive, and doing whatever my parents used to say. Exactly, I used to do opposite things, rebelling everything, and being self-destructive. That's what at a very younger age, it happened to me. But when I came into meditation path, completely whatever the wall that I built between myself and my parents is completely demolished. I built the wall in my mind. Oh,
You
my
know,
parents are,
yeah, it's a
yeah.
very beautiful thing that you touched. I have a problem with that. I blame my dad a lot. You didn't let me come into the field when I wanted to. I could never tell you what
Mm,
I wanted to do. If,
yeah.
you always say, could be, if would happens, if I came in that time,
Ah,
I would have been like that. I could have done more. And that's a big struggle for me. So I laugh it off and say, late ga ochna, latest ga ochna nenu. you know but
yeah.
his restrictions, and I think as Indian parents, we do that a lot. We give our opinions in our children so much, saying "నువ్వు ఇలాగే ఉండాలి, అలాగే చేయాలి."
Mm,
And I think at some point or the other, we all create this resentment towards our parents.
right.
And that just becomes bigger, Kani. How do you come out of it? And you're saying it's through meditation.
Through meditation. That's what happened for me. Like a
అలా
layers.
తలకిందులకి ఏమైనా చేయాలా మెడిటేషన్ ఇదేమైనా
అక్కర్లేదు, చాలా సింపుల్ ప్రాసెస్. జస్ట్ శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస, ఆనాపానసతి ధ్యానం, శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస, ఉచ్ఛ్వాస నిశ్వాసాలతో కూడి ఉండడం అండ్ ఆలోచన రాహిత్య స్థితికి రావడం. ఎందుకంటే మన శ్వాసతో మనం అనుసంధానమైనప్పుడు వెన్ వీఆర్ మైండ్ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బ్రీదింగ్, వెన్ వీఆర్ వాచింగ్ అవర్ బ్రెత్, our mind becomes empty and silent. When we reach to that silence of mind, we need to completely give all the attention, focus to that silence. From that silence arises many insights, very beautiful insights. Initially, I peeled all the layers of pain in this silence. Many painful sensations used to come on my body. I used to cry in meditation. Lot of
Yeah.
emotion, all the emotions used to just like a catharsis, release. I used to allow everything to happen in meditation. So that moment, I really recognized that the source within me, and actually whatever I was searching for outside, it was already there inside. The love, I found it great. I am an embodiment of love. I am an embodiment of joy and peace. And suddenly everything changed after that. ఒక యోగి వేమన గారి పద్యం నాకు చాలా ఇష్టమైనది ఒకటి ఉంది. మనసులోని ముక్తి మరి ఒక్క చోటను వెదుకుబోవువాడు వెర్రివాడు, గొర్రె చంకబెట్టి గొల్ల వెతుకు రీతి విశ్వదాభిరామ వినురవేమ.
Vinaveva.
Like we know this mukti, moksham, enlightenment, awakening, everything is inside us, but we try to search outside, just like the shepherd who is searching for his missing goat, but he's carrying the goat under his armpits and asking everyone, "Oh, where is my goat? Where is my goat?" And the same way, we are asking, where can I find the joy, peace, and love, and all that? Unless we find that source inside us, we can't really appreciate that in the outer world. The one master, Chinese master, was asked by his disciple that, what is life? Master said, look around, you find life. So he started looking around, and what did you find? The disciple said, I found the living birds and the trees which are dancing with the wind. There's a stream of water which is flowing. Everything is so beautiful. And Master said, no, what you have found is only the physical bird. You are only just not seeing the life force inside the bird. The singing bird, I said, aliveness is still missing, because first you need to find aliveness in your own self. Without finding it, the sunrise is just whatever the textbook description of sunrise. it comes in the east and it has these colors, and we don't really appreciate, enjoy, celebrate the sunrise because it's
Because
only
they
just
don't see the life force in it.
exactly. So
That's a
medit
beautiful word, life force. I use that a lot too, Guruji.
yeah,
Life everybody has, but who
mm,
has life force? You got to
yeah,
come with that life force. There was something else in one of our sessions you talked about. Um, అంత అక్కడే ఉందమ్మా, అంతా ఉంది. You just
mm,
need to raise up to get that, uh, feel that energy. So
yeah,
in a simple way that you would say that it's there, it's right here. Are you
yeah,
ready to receive it? Is your
exactly.
life force ready to receive what is already there? What you're asking and telling is like, the goat is under your sankha. You better start looking and be prepared and deal with
Yes.
this life as a human being, because
Mm,
all this talk cannot happen with any other mammal, animal, fish,
mm,
fauna, right? So it
yeah,
has to be within us, and we carry this dialogue so we can enjoy life more, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So
Guruji, I didn't tell you this before, but
yeah,
would you mind? We are already at time. It's been an hour since we are on it, but
mm,
I want us. I'll go through my questions one more time just to make sure I didn't miss
yes.
anything. But would you mind taking us through a simple guided meditation, please?
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Yay!
It's wonderful, wonderful.
A-
Sure.
And so for people who are watching, you're a master of masters in past life regression. You do
Yeah.
some incredible work with inner child work. There is painting therapy, there's rainbow therapy, there is the gong sound therapy,
Mm,
there are ayahuasca we talked about. There are so many spiritual ways a person can achieve what you're saying. Like I'm doing those coloring books,
mm.
adult coloring books. So I tell Papa we should both not speak until we finish a flower, because that way I know she's in the moment, right? There are
Yeah.
so many of these things available. How does one awaken to what is right for them?
Okay. So I can say that one of the very primary healing modality is meditation itself. Meditation is not just a spiritual practice, it's a great spiritual healing modality. That's why meditation is medication also in a way. If we are regularly meditational practitioners, and we are going to heal from within because the mind which is really calm and tranquil, the silent mind, it really can generate all the chemicals that are required inside the body. So it is possible. That's why I say remaining all the things are
No
all
meditation say, no, మీరేమంటున్నారంటే you do the meditation, magic will automatically happen.
happen. And also, it's not bad that there are so many other modalities like dance therapy, music therapy, and art therapy, painting, sculpting, to many therapies. So people resonate a lot with certain things. Of course, they can always embrace it. Some they need that kind of approach also because many they can't do it all by themselves because we have very strong defense mechanisms set up.
Guruji, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you. My timer is saying we have 45 seconds left on this hour. I will come back live again. So the same
Okay.
process we did earlier to continue the discussion.
Sure.
Somebody's here to say hi to you.
Hello, Andy. Hello. Namaste, namaste.
How to
Wonderful,
handle this
wonderful.
boy, you tell me, Guruji.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful to see. Wonderful. Yeah, yeah.
I'm hearing lot good things about you in the archives.
Oh,
I
oh,
can't stop talking about you.
oh, that's great, great. Thank you. That's nice
Nice
meeting.
meeting you, Andy.
Thank you.
See you again.
See you again. See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, hi, Manoj. Manoj, picture.